Hello and welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for Pennsylvania Students. This event is co-sponsored by the Pennsylvania Association for College Admission Counseling, PACAC, as well as StriveScan. PACAC is a nonprofit association comprised of more than 1,200 school counselors, college admission counselors, independent educational consultants, and other professionals responsible for guiding students through the important transition from high school to post-secondary options. My name is Justin, and I'm a volunteer with PACAC, and I'd just like to thank all of you for joining us today. A few housekeeping items before we get started. Attendees, you can ask questions by using the Q&A button on your screen to type questions to our presenters at any time. Please note that your camera and microphone are off and will remain muted throughout the presentation. This is also just one of many presentations that are occurring through the rest of this month and early November. Please be sure to check out our full schedule online at www.pacac.org, and recordings of this session and others that were a part of the program are being posted online at pacac.org/virtual if you're interested in checking those recordings out at any point. At this point, I would like to thank our presenters for participating today, and I will turn it over to them.
Thank you so much. Yes, my name is Andrea Sloan, and this is Dawn Crutcher, and we are two members of the Westminster College admissions team. We have both been a part of the campus for many years, and we are so excited if you are joining us live as our attendee, or if you will be watching this later for the idea that you are checking out Westminster College. I am going to speak a little bit about who we are as a campus. We'll talk a little bit about our academics, about campus life, and for any of you that are seniors currently, we will talk a little bit about what the process looks like this year. We know that this is new circumstances for all of us. And just so you do know, we are open as a campus. And so we are hosting individual campus visits. So if you have never been on our campus and would like to come check us out, I would definitely encourage you to do so. We are a beautiful, small Pennsylvania college in Western PA. And so it really does make a difference to get on campus and see who we are. So from now until at least Thanksgiving and probably beyond, we will be offering individual campus visits so that people can come see who we are and not just what we can offer you. And so with that, I will go ahead and get started. And if at any point anybody has any questions, feel free to, if you are live, chat about those in the Q&A, and I will answer your questions as best as I can, or Dawn can definitely help me as well. So basically, I am our assistant director of admissions, and Dawn is our associate director of admissions. And our role is to really educate people about the college and help our students or prospective students through the whole cycle of deciding, could Westminster College be a good fit? So to kind of get started about who we are academically, we are a small private liberal arts college. So we have about 1,200 students on our campus. So we are a small school. This leads to smaller class sizes. Our average class size is about 17 students in a class, and our student to faculty ratio is 11:1. So what does that mean? That means full accountability, but also full opportunities. And so we are big on personalized education. We have tons of clubs, tons of majors and programs and pre-professional programs spanning across all different academic majors. People ask me all the time what would be some of our top programs, and I would say biology is huge, as well as a lot of the pre-health programs. Nursing is also very big. Music is also a prominent part of our campus. Education, which could be in early childhood education, special education, and secondary education. The School of Business is also very big on our campus, which includes many majors. Business administration probably being our biggest, but we truly have everything for business. And then being that we are rooted in the humanities and the liberal arts, we are still very big into those majors as well, so the classics. And so it's pretty interesting to be a part of a college that has a little bit of everything across the spectrum. And it's very common for our students to come on campus with a dynamic set of interests that really span across different areas. that really sets us apart in terms of our student identity. So we have many students who are seeking careers in the sciences and are passionate about the humanities, or vice versa, and are able to very feasibly accommodate all of their interests academically on campus. We are also a liberal arts institution, as I mentioned. So our goal for our students as they finish at Westminster is to be a very well-rounded citizen, leaving Westminster, going into their careers, going into their lives beyond college. And so our role and our responsibility with you outside of your classes of your major and in the classes of your liberal arts education is to make sure that you are a great speaker, a great writer, a great researcher, and you can analyze and present that research. And you've had experiences of serving and giving back on the campus as well and beyond. And so the classes that you take span all different curriculum areas, but we have awesome classes that are available to the non-majors as well as the majors to really help develop transferable skills that can really be taken into any career, any graduate program. And the outcomes are there. So we have a 98% placement rate across our majors into jobs or graduate programs after Westminster. And so while you are here, it's really important to us that you are building a very dynamic portfolio of things that you have accomplished, been a part of beyond sitting in classes, to really make you prepared and experienced. But that can also be helpful to grow your network. And so we have an amazing alumni network for that. We like to educate people on what's out there in terms of careers. And so our alumni network comes back to campus frequently to do that, to network with our students, to have mentorship opportunities that can lead to great internship and job opportunities later. And beyond our alumni even, we have a countrywide network of people, professionals from all different fields that really want to serve and give back to Westminster because of the quality of academics of our students. And so we really try to prepare each person professionally as best as we can. Other things that I think are really unique about Westminster in the personalized education experience that we offer is the advising opportunity. You have a full faculty advisor helping you along the way. Every semester you meet with that person to help you not only with scheduling your classes, but they can be a great resource to just getting to know you and getting to know your goals and really helping to refine those goals along the way. And so they are definitely beneficial, and you definitely get to build a relationship with them throughout the process because they'll get to know you through having you for classes. And so they'll know your strengths, they know areas that maybe you want to grow or that are challenging to you, and they're really able to help guide you throughout the process. We have our Campus Professional Development Center, which is our campus career center, and they help with building resumes, practicing interviews. Sometimes they help with even graduate school placement exams, like being able to take the MAT and the GRE through our Professional Development Center. They host internship fairs and networking events as well. So they are definitely a great benefit to our students from freshman year up through senior year and beyond, honestly. And then we do have on campus the Academic Success Center, which is our campus academic support. And so they offer peer tutoring, writing support, study support, really making sure that our students' academic needs are being made along the way and met along the way. And so that can be an awesome resource to get involved with, either as a recipient of their services or even potentially as a peer tutor. So across the campus, there is just so much care for our students. And if anybody has any questions about the academics, you're welcome to chat about it again in the Q&A. To kind of switch gears and talk about campus life, so going beyond our academics of Westminster to talk about our campus, the community atmosphere really flows into all other areas across campus. So Westminster College, we are very much predominantly a residential campus. We do have commuter students as well, but in terms of the community that is here, because we are so residential, we are very much a 7-day-a-week campus. And so it is awesome. We've really encouraged people to get involved outside of their classes with clubs, organizations, and activities. And so we have over 80 clubs and organizations to choose from. There is truly everything. We have a lot of music ensembles. We have theater on campus. We have 22 varsity athletic teams, and we are Division III. We have intramural and club sports. We have tons of organizations that host fun events for campus and activities. We like to always have things going on. So between the organizations and our student affairs office every Thursday to Saturday evening, there's always stuff to do. I think that's very important for a lot of people as they come and have their 4-year experience, that we're really giving you a full experience over your 4 years, an opportunity to get outside of your comfort zone, get outside of your residence hall room and get involved. And so my always piece of advice for especially seniors as they're looking into colleges and hopefully going to a 4-year college would be to pick at least 2 organizations to get involved with outside of your classes, and you will have an amazing 4 years because you will find a community of people that care for you, that are both inside and outside of your major. And it can be really beneficial to just get involved and have fun. In terms of where we are located, if you're not super familiar with Westminster, geographically, we are in Western Pennsylvania, as I've mentioned before. We're about an hour north of Pittsburgh. That's our closest major city. We're about an hour and a half from Cleveland, Ohio. And so we are in a more rural community, but we are not isolated by any means. And so our campus is 300 acres. We have a beautiful 4-season campus, as if you're from Pennsylvania, you are familiar, with a lake on campus and nature trails and a lot of green space. But we're actually very central for our campus. And so your day-to-day activity is actually very easy and accessible. So you can quickly get from your residence hall to your classes or to the food on campus or to our field house and activities within less than 5 minutes walking. So it's easy to get around, but it's nice if you want to have some outdoor recreation or you want to get some space. We definitely have that too. It is nice because everything that you need is very accessible to campus. We have 2 major dining facilities and our campus wellness center, which is our health and counseling center. We have recreation buildings. We have our campus student center. So everything that you need is very handy. If you ever needed to go around to New Wilmington, and New Wilmington is a very cute, quaint town, and there are restaurants, coffee shop, grocery store, pharmacy, that's all in walking distance and very handy from campus. You are allowed to have a car on campus for all 4 years. I know that question comes up a lot. And it's nice to know because our 10 to 15 minute radius of campus truly has everything else. So we have a super Walmart down the road. We have shopping malls nearby. We have movie theaters and additional restaurants. And so if you needed to get off campus for anything, it's all very accessible. And then we do go down to Pittsburgh for some different events as well. Historically, over the last couple of years, we go to Pittsburgh Pirates games for the baseball events. We have gone to the Gateway Clipper, which is a boat or a series of boats that goes through the rivers of Pittsburgh, and we have what we call boat prom. We've had cultural events where we go down to plays and musicals and performances. And we bring some performers to campus too through things like what's called celebrity series. And that is for not only just the campus, but for the actual community as well. So it's for everybody. And we really like to make sure that even on campus, we always have game shows and movie nights and performers and things coming on campus as well. We've been very fortunate during this time of COVID-19 because being a small school, we've been able to have quite a large majority of our students taking classes on campus. I believe close to 80% of our students are doing on-campus classes. And so we've been able to maintain safety and health and wellness for all of our students pretty well. And their students were able to determine what was best for them and their personal health. But it's allowed for us to still have that culture that we really do value on our campus and been very fortunate throughout this whole fall. So that's campus life in a nutshell. I will give a second to see if anybody has any questions for the Q&A, and then I'll move into talking about the application process. Okay. So moving along to talk about what it looks like for our current seniors that are thinking about coming to Westminster. We are well underway with our application process. So if you haven't started an application, I would encourage you to get started right away. So we have an online application of our own, and it is free for students to complete. We are also very friendly with the common application. So if you're applying to a variety of schools, that can be a great route to do one application and send it to everybody that you're thinking about. Our application does not require too much. It's a lot of it can be accomplished very feasibly. So we have a couple different application choices whenever you start the application. Coming up first is our early decision deadline. Early decision is due November 1st. Early decision is for the kind of person who has always been thinking about Westminster. If the finances are right, they are coming to Westminster. And so they would be the first ones to decide. And so in January, they will deposit to Westminster, and then they will withdraw any interest in other schools and plan to attend for the fall of 2021. The benefits of that include earlier access to your courses for the fall, earlier housing placement. You do get your financial aid package a little bit sooner than the other students. And so there's definitely some perks so that you still have time to look over your financial aid in terms of deciding, is Westminster going to be the best option for me? That's number one. The most popular option that we have is called early action admissions. Early action admissions offer some of the same perks of early decision, but without the commitment. So that is why it's our most popular. So early action, you would want to apply by November 15th. Again, we are able to get your financial aid package to you. Those students get those about December 15th and on. But then you have till May 1st to make a decision. For both of our early admission options, you could optionally submit letters of recommendation and or an essay, but it's totally up to you to decide if you apply one of those options. After our early options end, we are rolling admission. So rolling admission is, we definitely would either require or strongly recommend, depending on your academic credentials, those other materials, letters of recommendation and or the essay. And again, because it's rolling admission, you would have until May to make a decision. And so if you are a good academic student, I recommend you do the early action because it does set up a really nice, clean timeline for the rest of your senior year. Once you get through the application, once we have everything that we need, which would be demographic information, you could decide on a major, you could change your mind, and that would be totally okay. You're admitted to the school, not the major, so you have some flexibility there. Extracurricular involvement is listed there. Your high school transcript, optionally those letters of recommendation and the essay. And then we are also test optional. So for any of our admissions programs, with the exception of very few pre-professional programs, we are optional for the SAT and the ACT this year. So it's totally up to you to decide what's feasible to do and if you want to submit that test score, okay? So once you apply, you indicate what you're planning to submit. Once we receive everything on our end, you will hear back from your counselor very quickly. We try to turn around with the admissions review committee as soon as we possibly can so that you can get a quick admissions decision. At that same time, we're reviewing for merit scholarships, and merit scholarships range from $16,000 a year up to full tuition, and they're mostly academically based. There are some nominated scholarships as well, but we will give you the highest merit scholarship that you qualify for. Just to give you a general idea, the average academic student that we accept is usually getting about $19,000 to $21,000 a year. So it is a huge component to the affordability of Westminster College. It's not the only component, which is what leads me to my next stage for your senior year. So also open at this point is the free application for federal student aid, or the FAFSA. If you are not familiar with the FAFSA, it is a federal program. It is a federal application that you apply to, and your family will definitely be helpful to getting this set up for you. It does take some time. It is a lengthy process, but through that process is how every college that you are accepted to can also review for additional institutional aid, federal aid, and potentially state aid as well. Institutional aid, I know that Westminster College, we have decided for our current seniors that if you file the FAFSA, you will receive an extra $1,000 grant for your freshman year in terms of a FAFSA filing grant. I do recommend that you do it as well because there are often other Westminster grant opportunities beyond that too. We also review for any federal and state aid, as I mentioned, so that could be additional grants as well, and grants are gift aid, so that is free money for you. And then also for the opportunity to review for federal loans, and federal loans are what we call self-help aid. So they are low interest loans. To be honest with you, a lot of Westminster students decide to take them because of the lower interest, and because we are a private school, it really does help all together with making us a very affordable school for you. As I mentioned earlier, if you apply during one of the early options, if you complete your FAFSA soon, I do recommend doing it before Thanksgiving, then you could get your financial aid package starting December 15th. And then if you are early decision, you still have some time before submitting your deposit. And if you're early action, and you have till May 1st to submit your deposit. And so plenty of time to have all of the information in front of you, evaluate our affordability, and ask any questions of your admissions counselor or our financial aid office, and then be able to make an informed decision about whether Westminster is the right choice. So essentially, during that period of time, if you do have any questions about anything regarding Westminster College, I recommend you reach out to any of us admissions counselors or our financial aid office. I do recommend you consider a visit if you have not visited before, and basically just establish this connection so that we can get to know each other better, so that we can let you know everything there is to know about Westminster regarding you personally, to see if we would be your best fit. Okay. Any questions about the application process from our attendees? Okay. Okay. So if you have a chance, I do recommend, after you have taken the time to watch me and listen to us, I recommend you get onto YouTube and look up Westminster College, PA. We do have on there a lot of really cool videos about Westminster College that can accompany the stuff that I've talked about today. Especially, we have a virtual campus tour. It's only 8 minutes long, but it's a great way to check out what our campus looks like. I believe it's called Westminster College Campus Tour, Be Here Without Being Here. So I recommend checking that out. And then I recommend getting a hold of us. If you go to westminster.edu and you go to admissions and then you go to visit, there are options for visiting us. So you could visit us in person Monday through Friday. There are different availabilities for that. We do have some limited availabilities for Saturdays as well. Or we could schedule an individual virtual visit too. So all kinds of options. The last thing I will say is that we do have an upcoming virtual open house November 7th. That's a Saturday. So if you want to get a chance to get to know more of our admission staff, get to know some of our students and our faculty, I would recommend checking that out too. And with that, I will conclude my part. And if there are no questions, then I thank you for your time.
All right, well, thank you very much for participating in the virtual college exploration program, and a special thank you to our panelists today. As we close out, I just want to cover a couple of quick items. First, when you close this window, our attendees are going to see a very quick survey that we ask you to complete. As a reminder again, there are additional sessions in the coming weeks, and recordings, including of this session, will also be available. Both registration and recordings are available online at www.pacac.org/virtual. Once again, thank you very much for attending, and we hope that you have a great rest of the day. Take care, everyone.